10 years ago, I came to this very spot and made a video about how this part of town along this waterway, which is called Brush Creek in Kansas City, Missouri, looks totally different than how it looks on the plaza. Now, after 10 years, I can safely and confidently report that things have changed. What's changed, you ask? It got worse. So instead of since every time I make a video about something that needs to change, it changes for the worst, let's make a video about how things don't need to change and see what's going to happen if things don't change. So what will happen if things don't change? The level of E. coli in this water will get worse. One time I came out here and I saw a bunch of kids fishing. Do not do that. Do not do that. I asked someone what would happen if we just took it upon ourselves to clean the actual water because the filters aren't being changed over it. All right, listen, I'm on a tangent. But since the filters aren't being changed over on the plaza end, there is no cleaning of the water. Like even the most basic level of cleaning can't be done to the actual water. So what if we jumped in and actually cleaned it ourselves? Number one, that's Parks and Recreation's job. Number two, you would get very sick. Why? Bacteria. Then you bring us back home to the issue of just beautification. Oh, look at this overgrown nonsense. The grass ain't been mowed. You know what? Why is this community not considered walkable when there's a perfectly good sidewalk right here? I'll tell you why. It's because this area has been disinvested. The story's not been told about areas of town where many people could be enjoying themselves in the city but are not able to because it's out of sight, out of mind, because it's not been invested in, because there's no programming along this area. Like, this is systematic just neglect. How are people supposed to go and take ownership over a place where they feel like they don't own anything? I hate that nobody cares. Like, you would love to think that we live in a society where, you know, there's a problem and people see a problem and they go and they try to solve it, but this is not the society that we're in. So there's layers to this, but all I wanted to do is show you this golden opportunity to come and invest your time and resources. Story time. Behind me is the Spirit of Freedom Fountain. The Spirit of Freedom Fountain. It was commissioned by Bruce R. Watkins in 1977, all the way back in 77. They wanted to erect a monument to the success, the accomplishments and achievements, the contributions of African Americans in our great city of Kansas City. I never knew that. Now, I've always thought that this area was pretty cool because it came equipped with this whole amphitheater. And I'm 36, don't tell nobody. But in my years of living around the corner, coming down here and watching people swim in this fountain, I never knew there was an amphitheater here. Like, imagine the possibilities. Imagine a festival. Imagine a winter festival. Imagine food trucks. Like, how come we don't do any of this? How come we gotta go all the way to Crossroads? How come we can't just stay in this beautiful area with a waterfall and a creek? And there's one reason people aren't coming up here to enjoy this beautiful space. It's filthy. God damn. Oh, y'all let all the geese get to it? Fuck. So the monument was erected in 1981, in September of 1981. And it overlooks this area of Brush Creek where there's the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center over there. Now I know what I want to do. I want to start the Spirit of Freedom Festival right here, and maybe even a Spirit of Freedom Award. Let's see if I can get the city of Kansas City on board. Let's see if I can get artists and food trucks and just whoever wants to be a part of this in Kansas City. Let's, hold on, hero pose. Kansas City is a really beautiful place, but I feel like the only times we talk about how beautiful this place is, it's referring to, let's say, the historically invested in parts of town. So I've always wondered, how do you get people to buy into a city? How do you get people to want to use the city to the fullest in order to improve their quality of life? Yes, to make money, but also to just be, to thrive. So much of our trust issues, our political strife, our inability to grow businesses that don't screw people over, So much of this has to do with reverting back to this base level instinct of survival that we honestly should have already overcome. And if you look at what we've been able to do as a species, as a society, we have solved so many issues. The problem comes into play when we try to take those issues and mitigate even the remote possibility of them. And what ends up happening is we put so many walls and roadblocks in place of the potential for crime, violence, for even discrimination, for theft, for, we put so many roadblocks and so many walls up that we end up perpetuating or manifesting. I know that's a word that people don't like to use, but manifesting a lot of the issues that we wanted to get rid of in the first place. And then when we try to have human conversations about the state of things, a lot of humans aren't human to us anymore. They're criminals, they're statistics, they're demographics. I want to talk about the spirit of freedom. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is nice. This is such a nice place to be, and I'm so sad that a lot of people don't get to experience it because they're either too scared or don't know it's here. I want to talk about the spirit of freedom.